Today, folks, this will hands down be the most important video I ever post on this channel. And Rob, I appreciate your comment. I'm going to make fun of you. Take it with a grain of salt because I promise you this video is going to come full circle by the end. And with my vigilante, influencing clown justice that I'm going to bring upon this community, it'll have been so worth it. But you said, please stop with the clickbait, because if you call a 1.5% drop in the market a crash, then you have no idea, Kyle, what a crash is, as you could use the term the markets have begun to correct at this point. Stop the bullshit clickbait, or I'm gonna have to unfollow this nonsense. And if you haven't noticed, Rob, literally every single video I post is more or less clickbait, and that's because YouTube incentivizes me to do so, because I know you guys are going to watch it. In fact, there's droves of you that watch these videos over my typical videos, and for every one of you that leave, there's another dozen coming through the door, so don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. But Rob, you know what you should be doing. You should be going to your job, collecting your bi-weekly check, getting an auto deposit into your retirement account, and buying 3 or 4 ETFs that give you income growth and global market exposure. But like a squirrel without a nut, a gambling addict that wants to get rich quick, like most people on this platform, they're going to come to these videos and watch them every damn day and get all worked up and probably detriment their long-term returns by making short-term decisions. But with this clickbait vigilante justice that I try and have good faith with, I'm the only finfluencer clown that will show you full transparency into his account, show you the strategies and long-term investments that I've done that led me to that outperformance, and why I think it's so prevalent, especially with what I'm seeing in the community today, that I want to discuss. So I know I'm using some toxic behavior that YouTube incentivizes, but I try and offer underlying advice, not as financial advice, but as a way to steer your ship hopefully toward the right direction. So if you're on a path to financial independence, if one day you want to retire early, hit that subscribe button for me, and just wait, Rob, because I'm going to bring this back in a moment. But I want to boil this down to income investing, because reality hits that at the end of the day, most people want dividends, right? And I think I found the best investment strategy of all time. Bear with me, but MicroStrategy, guys, this has been the best performing asset class and one of the best stocks to take advantage of that asset class being Bitcoin, the MSTR ETF. I mean, it's up 2,000%, guys, in the last 5 years, and past performance is indicative of future returns. And this company uses what's called a flywheel strategy to buy Bitcoin. Basically, the stock tends to trade well above the underlying Bitcoin asset, and what they'll do is dilute us as shareholders and go leverage debt to buy more Bitcoin. So even though they're diluting me as a shareholder with this flywheel strategy, I know they've diluted me up to 70% in some quarters, but the reality is my Bitcoin exposure is getting even bigger, and it's led to this crazy rate of return, guys. And there's nothing better than this strategy, again, of opportunistic buying, leveraging Bitcoin appreciation and diversification of that growth by basically, again, delevering us out and buying more Bitcoin with it. It's a brilliant, brilliant thing. But now there's something that's even more brilliant called the Harvest MicroStrategy Enhanced Income Share ETF. I know it's a mouthful, but bear with me, because this takes the MicroStrategy, flywheel strategy and basically adds an active covered call writing strategy on up to 50% of the position to provide a high monthly cash distribution to its unit holders. It applies a modest leverage of around 25% for higher income and growth potential. And it's great because this is a Canadian-oriented ETF that allows me to buy this and get exposure to Monster and the underlying Bitcoin through my RRSP, TFSA, FHSA. Like, this is the most brilliant system to ever be implemented, because let's be real, this is a new strategy, guys. Covered calls have never been around before like they are now. And the fact that I can buy them through an ETF and not have to, add all this leverage and worry about all these strategies myself makes it purely passive income that really only requires maybe $100,000 or $200,000 of investments to retire off of, because that will pay all my bills. I mean, this thing's paying 60 cents a month. And I get it, guys. I know you might be looking at the stock and you might be saying, hey, like, MicroStrategy is down a little bit and I'm down 22% just in this month. I know the $4 loss doesn't make up for the 60-cent dividend this month, but long term, you're thinking too short term. Past performance is indicative of future return. And, Bitcoin's the best performing asset class of all time, guys. Just trust me on this, bro. This is going to come back, and the income that it's going to produce for you is going to completely pay your bills. Now, what really breaks my heart the most is that people are getting concerned about this investment strategy. Like, their hands are starting to shake a little bit. And on Blossom especially, I love Blossom because this is where this kind of whole investment strategy is really, truly blossomed out. Zane said, why did you choose the passive income strategy? I've been noticing a lot of comments and posts on Blossom today. People are feeling anxious, fearful, or even second-guessing their investment decisions. I want to ask everyone here in the PI community, the passive income investment investing community, why did you start this journey? And obviously Zane is a huge proponent to my favorite investment vehicles being Misty, Alti, YMAX. And I don't know why people are freaking out when they're still collecting their paycheck. Like, just because the stock goes down isn't a concern if the income's consistent. And there's no better response than Eric Hansby, who I think is the most brilliant, way, like he's got his philosophies down pat. He said, Adriano was definitely my introduction to this style. And remember, Adriano is passive income investing. I'm the passive income investor. Try not to mix the two up. How well we're doing is largely defined by how much we make a month. Every bill is monthly. This is why wealth is determined by my monthly income versus my bills, guys. So again, if you haven't figured that out yet, guys, your entire investment strategy should be purely based off how much you make a month, and your entire investment research and determining what's a good investment should be by that monthly income, because if you can't pay your bills with it in a month, it's not a good investment vehicle. Also, I love that I get paid regardless of these market conditions. Bull, flat, bear, yes, income may vary, but income I will receive. Gotta love that quote. My biggest research was looking at how stable dividends were in the past. If they remain stable, I can reasonably expect they will continue to do so. And again, guys, Bitcoin, best performing asset class of all time. We have this levered covered call strategy now that has proven 6 months of dividends. You don't need more research than that, guys. 6 months performance is like, it's pretty great. Just focus on those dividend incomes. I was down 25% during tariffs and never sweat it. I have massive risk tolerance. I'm young and a nurse with a pension. I can risk a lot. Long-term strategy is keep them on a drip and get a massive passive monthly income, baby. And of course, Zane has said that like, you couldn't have said that better, right? And I'm here to tell you guys, Eric Hansby, I'm going to screen cap your portfolio. I'm going to actually screen cap the vast majority of Blossom portfolios, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to drink the tears of your downfall, because you have purely been fed a lie and you've been bought into something that is so detrimental to long-term performance and is more attributed to short-term trading, that there's so many sheep that have been led astray through the wolves of clickbait. And I'm here to tell you, and again, roping this whole video around, guys, you have to understand, I don't blame Adriano for talking about this trash. It's just the fact that he gets so many views and makes so much money off you guys that watch it. Similar to me, like, I make so much money off you guys watching this, I'm going to talk about stuff sometimes I don't even care to talk about, because I know it's going to get views and I have to sensationalize it so I make money off this platform. If you come to understand that's how all YouTube influencer clowns work to a vast degree, I mean, the Palantir pumpers, the Tesla pumpers, if you go look at the views on their videos, you quickly start to understand why they don't shut up about it. And, I could easily go down this path, but my core moral reality of investing just will not let me make an entire covered call investment vehicle for my long-term returns. Again, I've been investing, guys, for over a decade. I have massively outperformed Warren Buffett. I have outperformed the S&P. My annualized returns are how I justify over a 3 to 5 year period if I'm making the right decisions or not. And it's crazy to me that, like, just the idea of buying global market, some growth ETFs, maybe speculating with a handful of stocks or even option ETFs would be the healthiest, most appropriate way to invest that has worked with low management fees. It's worked. It's always worked. It's worked for 100 years. It's worked since the inception of the S&P 500. Is the path of least resistance to fast tracking retirement, your income versus your expenses, just, bringing all of this together. And I get it. It is fun considering the fact that if you put $10,000 into one of these investments that's yielding 20, 30, 50%, that you could pay all these bills with it, but it is not the indicative nature of actual returns, because annualizing 80% dividends off Alti or this monster ETF, guys, you have to recognize that it's a total scam. Like, it's a complete waste of time. It's a fallacy to think that investing boils down to monthly income, or you're an absolute clown. And that's why I'm going to drink the tears of your strategy when it completely detriments your total returns. I just can't get over these guys have such a problem hitting the sell button once. Like, you could hit a sell button at any time and it would save you all those total returns, those hundreds of thousands of dollars you're going to miss out on in the next 20, 30 years, maybe even millions. And the only people that are going to get rich are Harvest. I mean, Harvest is charging a fat 0.4% management fee. Alti, I think, is over 1%. And I know a lot of you clowns are buying this. I mean, there's $300 million in annual or assets under management, right? And what's Alti sitting at today? I thought it was like in the billions, wasn't it? I mean, Alti was sitting where? Let's just take a quick look here. I mean, this sucker, assets under management must just be insane, right? Oh, we're up to a 91% yield now. Frig, we went up from 80 to 90. God damn. Man, I've been really missing the boat here. My investment thesis is all wrong. I've been doing this just horribly, horribly wrong. What is, oh my God, a 1.4% expense ratio? Just crazy. $3.2 billion in assets, guys. Whoo, baby, someone's getting rich and it ain't gonna be you. Yeah, I know, guys, the 6 months, look at the year to date here. I mean, look at the short-term returns, beautiful. Don't look at the since inception returns. Understand that, especially with something like Misty, past performance is indicative of future returns. Don't listen to the haters out there. I know there's a lot of people that criticize call option ETFs on Blossom, but guys, I'm telling you, it's going to work. It's going to be it's something that's never existed, and it's here for good. So I don't know why people make fun of it, and I'm tired of all of you shitting on my investment strategy. On this wall back here, maybe I'm going to print some of these portfolios up and put them on the wall. I think that would be a good idea.